Good morning, everybody. Happy Labor Day. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good 3-day weekend. It's been a wet one around here, really wet. Last night we had some big rain move through. Everything is soaked. So, and it's supposed to get some more sometime today. So it's going to be a kind of an inside day today, looks like. But that's okay. Let's see who we got hanging out with us today. Got a few folks over here. Got Leo Steger. Says, good morning, everyone from rainy central Ohio. Good morning. Landis is our lucky winner this past Saturday of the Genie Bid. Congratulations, Landis. He says, how is your garden coming along? Well, I wouldn't really call it a garden. I have had, I put a couple tomato plants out front in some pots here. And I just had a couple of tomato sandwiches the other day. So it's putting out a few tomatoes here and there. They're not very big, but they are tasty. Uh, so there's that. And then the other thing is I did the little hydroponics lettuce thing, and that thing's going crazy. Uh, I started that July 18th, and in less than 30 days, I was already cutting stuff off of it and making salads. And it's like every time you cut it, if you don't cut it all back, you just cut the outside leaves. 3 days later, you can eat another salad. It's crazy. It's just so I've been eating a lot of salads lately. But yeah, other than that, it's just right now it's just the lettuce and the what few tomatoes I can get off of that thing out there. I haven't finished building the other 4 rail hydroponic system that's in the works, but I'll have to let you know when I get that going. Marcelo's here. Good morning, Marcelo. Gary Hammett's in the house. Good morning. My favorite solar man is here. Good morning, Ryan. Kevin Els is here. Good morning, Kevin. Jim Sinicola. Good morning, Jim. Clyde's here. Good morning. George says, good morning, everyone. Stay dry, all you in the South. Yeah, it's going to be hard to stay dry, but I can't complain, man. Up in Chattooga County, which is like the northwest part of Georgia, just a little south of Chattanooga, man, they had like 12 inches of rain. They got flooding. It's bad up there, really bad. When you get that much rain all at once, there's just no place for it to go. You know, the way we pave over everything, there's no place for the water to go. So, yeah, lots of creeks and rivers and stuff overflowing, and it's a mess up there. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Lonnie's here. Good morning. We got a few little peoples over here. I was surprised we'd have this many since it's a holiday, but anyway, glad y'all are here. I got absolutely nothing to talk about. Like I said, it's just been raining. Wasn't much to watch on TV this weekend. The sports thing is pretty lame. They had, of course, college football started Saturday, and of course, I'm an Alabama fan, so the game that I wanted to watch was not on any of the just regular channels, so I can't get that. I don't pay for any direct TV or cable or any of that stuff anymore. I cut the cord many years ago, so I don't watch anything that you have to pay to watch. So, and of course, Alabama, since they're number one, they always have them on one of those other places where you have to have some kind of service to watch them, or most of the time. Sometimes they'll be, depends on who they're playing, I guess. But they had the what do they call it? The Chick-fil-A kickoff bowl or something Saturday with the defending national champs, Georgia Bulldogs, playing. I don't even remember who they played now because it was so. Oh, it was Oregon. That's who it was. Oregon. Them god awful green uniforms. I mean, it's no wonder they lose. They need to get some decent uniforms. But anyhow, yeah, that game, and then there was Michigan played. I forget who, somebody, and they whooped up on them. So that really wasn't a good game. And then Ohio State Buckeyes played. That was the other game that was on TV. I don't know why they had Michigan and Ohio State. Like, I'm from that area where the Big Ten is, but I don't really follow them now. But anyway, yeah, just not a whole lot. And what's the deal? Speaking of sports, what's the deal with these new things? And I've been seeing them here recently. I don't watch them because I'm like, how stupid is this? But they got this new basketball league now. I don't even know what they call it, but it's like 3-on-3. So the instead of having 5 players on the court like regular basketball, they have 3-on-3. And I'm like, so what do? They got to create a league for the guys that are pretty good but not good enough to to be in the NBA or something. I don't know. It just seems a little silly to me, but that's just me. Let's see. Clyde says, I missed the show Saturday. Tell you what I did, Clyde. I recorded it just for you. I have a special edition on YouTube just for you if you want to go watch it. George says, you had a great show Saturday. Always fun to watch you teach the Dave Gatton college class. Well, I don't know if anybody learned anything. I hope they did. Every time I do a video, and like I said, I've added the link to the video where I'm showing that same thing, or at least the wire connection stuff. And every time I do a video and stuff, it's like immediately after that video comes out, I'll see stuff on Facebook and I'm like, man, I wish people would take 2 minutes and go search something. Everybody is and I hate to rag on Facebook, but I hate Facebook just because of what it's become. And not just that, but what it's made people become. People are, well, I got to be careful choosing my words here. They're just lazy. Everybody's got, I guess it's this instant gratification or instant satisfaction or whatever, but they get the least little bit of a problem. Nobody tries to troubleshoot and figure out stuff on their own. It's like, well, let me immediately go to Facebook and post a little video of what it's doing, or, a lot of times they won't even do that. They just explain what it's doing or try to. And, it's just crazy. I'm like, man, go spend 5 minutes, try to figure it out yourself. If you probably can do it if you try. But, I'm not a fan of Facebook these days. Just, there's always been a lot of disinformation and misinformation on Facebook, but especially in the CNC realm, it's like and I'm not saying the groups are bad. There's a lot of great people in those Facebook groups, but there's also a lot of people who may have good intentions and want to help, but probably should just keep their mouth shut and not say anything because they don't know enough yet. And they keep giving people wrong information and creating more problems for them, as I see it. So anyway, but yeah, I'm glad you liked it, George. Hope you learned something. You should never, ever have any problems with wiring now, because you should know instantly what is causing those symptoms. Oh man, that coffee's good this morning. Leo says, I also missed Saturday night show. However, I watched it this morning. Yeah, appreciate it, Leo. Jeremiah Brown is in the house. Figured all you retired people don't take holidays off. Let's see. Big Al's in the house. How you doing, Al? Good to see you here in the coffee sessions. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. Oh, Clyde says he's already watched it. Okay, good deal. Yeah, Jim sums it up here. Every day is a Saturday. Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm actually going to do a little bit of work today. Not much, kind of some consulting type stuff, tech support, I guess, if you will. My buddy Jim, y'all know I talk about my buddy Jim, mostly because he's about the only buddy I got other than Jack. But he called me the other day, and if you don't know who Jim is, he's the guy that I gave the Gatton CNC that I did the build videos on 6 years ago, or over 6 years ago now. When I got all done building it, I gave that to Jim, and he called me the other day, and they had, I guess they were out of town or something, and there was some lightning hit over there, messed up a bunch of stuff at his house. But he hadn't turned his Gatton CNC on. He went to turn it on, and he let the magic smoke out. So anyway, his and of course, back then it was one of those white Xylotech boxes is what he had. So it's, going on 7 years. So he called me, and I said, well, I've got a few components laying around here. I can throw you something together. Of course, I've got way too much stuff anyway. So I said, you can have your pick of which controller type you want, but I've got something ready for him, and I think he's supposed to be coming by, I think, earlier or a little later this morning, and then we'll go grab some lunch or something, and maybe work on that. But Charles is here. Good morning, Charles. Jack says hey. He's busy looking out the window. He's going to be all thrown off today or not today, but Wednesday, because Wednesday's my trash day, and he loves to bark at the trash guy. But that won't happen till Thursday now. But they push everything back a day, so he will be screwed up all week, not knowing what's going on. Jerry says, Dave, I found a fact in life. There are millions of people out there that just cannot grasp troubleshooting. You're absolutely right, Jerry. Today's and not everybody, when I say this stuff, I'm not talking about everybody, because there's always exceptions. But today's people, they think that you need help in solving any kind of little problem. There's no individual thinkers out there, that are very few, I should say, that go, and this is what drives me nuts. It's like, if you go out there and you turn your machine on and something's not working right on it, the first thing you should do, it's not hard. Troubleshooting is not hard. But you should say, well, dadgummit, it worked yesterday. What has changed between yesterday and today? Was I monkeying around with settings, or, did I not shut it off right? That nobody even thinks about it. Like, oh, what's not working? Let me go on Facebook and post it in the group. It's worse than I've ever seen it. It really is. And sometimes I feel like I'm just beating my head against the wall doing these live streams and stuff, trying to show people that, hey, this This is not rocket science, folks. Look at me. Any idiot can do this. Uh, it is not that hard. Big holiday for Big Al here. JR's in the house. Says, hope you're having a great Labor Day. And find a way to pat a person on the back for doing a great job. Yeah, that'd be something good to do today, wouldn't it? Yeah. Good to see you in the coffee sessions, JR. Kenna's here this morning. Good morning. Yeah, we're slowly getting a little crowd in here. Don's back with us. Good morning, Don. Good to see you back here on coffee sessions. Thomas Grimm, good morning. Yeah, I felt a little silly because for those of you that watch the show, I was talking about I'd got the first part that I showed how to make your machine reference all home toward the back or wherever you really want it to go. And then because I had that email and I didn't pay attention to the last name. I just thought, I got an email from Harry. And then I saw somebody named Harry in the chat and thought that was the same Harry. And so I'm, thinking this is great. I'm going to be explaining this. And Harry's out here watching like I was hoping he would be. And then it wasn't even the right Harry. So I don't know if the other Harry ever watched it or not. I haven't had any comments on that live stream yet, but anyway, as you saw, that was really easy to do too. And maybe he already figured it out. Maybe he didn't need to watch Saturday. Paul's in the house. Good morning, Paul. Hope you're doing well. You gonna be making any more of them jack-o'-lantern things? Jack-o'-lantern things this Monday, Labor Day. Paul, he's a quite the character, I have to say. I didn't really catch it during the live because I was busy doing the demonstrations, but I caught later that the comment he made because I've been harping about people that tell people to check the settings, and then I caught his comment when it wasn't working because I didn't have the right screen clicked. And he said, "Yeah, check the settings." That was funny, Paul. I appreciate the comedy and the sharp wit there. I like that. That's right. If you understand how it works, you can troubleshoot it. And that's what I mean. It's all of these CNCs. I don't care whether it's a Gatton CNC kit that you've built and, got the components yourself and put it all together and stuff like that. Or if it's some turnkey thing, if you just think a little bit, it's not that hard. It really isn't. But yeah, Don caught it. I thought it was hilarious after the fact, but I wasn't laughing when he first said it, but because it just kind of went right over my head. And then later on, when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably pretty funny. That was funny. Okay, Paul said he's going to make some jack-o'-lanterns, but not as many as Sean. Okay. And remember, if you make one, you don't have to make one that says Hobby CNC with Dave like Sean did. He was just trying to suck up, I think. And then, of course, I couldn't read it because until I put my glasses on, I couldn't read it good enough. So, let's see. Al says, I turned on the CNC and it did not run. I guess I'll have to troubleshoot it like Dave says. Or you could just go to Facebook. That's where all the experts are, right there in Facebook. But let's see. Thomas says something that bothers me is people who get suggestions and then go silent. It helps me at least if they admit what the problem was. I agree 100% with that, Thomas, because it's almost like, now I'm going to exaggerate here a little bit, but it's almost like when people say, "Well, I went out to my CNC and I couldn't get it to come on or something," and somebody will say, "Well, was it plugged in or whatever?" And then you won't hear anything back, and it's like it probably was something really stupid, and they don't want to come back and say, "Oh, yeah, it was just me. Had the e-stop pushed or something like that." And to me, that's just as bad. If you're going to go on Facebook and ask for help, you should always come back and post and go, "Hey, thank y'all for all the suggestions. This is what it was." And 9 times out of 10, people won't do it. And so that's why I don't like to even make suggestions on there. I catch myself doing it sometimes, but most of the time I'm just like, let them figure it out, because you probably won't ever hear what it was anyway. But or if I do comment, I got now, if just like that video, if I have a video where it covers what I think their problem is, I'll just put the link in the video in there, and whether they watch it or not, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's something that's another pet peeve of mine, is people that will get on there, ask for help, get a bunch of help, and then don't come back with a follow up and go, "Oh yeah, it was this. It was something simple," you know. But what are you gonna do? That's Facebook, and well, I can't. I gripe about Facebook, but it's really any of them. Facebook is just the main one because that's the place where all the groups are. You can get me going all morning talking about Facebook stuff, because I am not very keen on that stuff right now. The just pretty much everything on there. Klein says the only problem I ever had was a loose wire on the direction. Machine would only move one way. Easy fix. Yeah, and it makes sense. If you have two wires for direction and one of them's off, that's you think about it, it's easy. But I think a lot of people hook up the wires and they don't really understand what a pulse wire does, or what a direction wire does, or the I can't think of the name now. The poles on the motor. You know, I'm trying to think of the word. I can't even think of it now. But all that stuff is not hard. Not that hard. It's like I say, people just want that instant fix. They just want somebody to hold their hand and say, "Here, it's this. Go do this, and it'll be fine." And then, you know, I don't know. I hope when people post stuff and they get all these, because you've seen them, you know how people are. They, like I said, they probably have good intentions, but they post stuff to try to help, and it's not even. When I see some of them, I'm like, well, that ain't even close to what the problem is. And I'm always wondering. I'm like, I wonder if that person went and tried that, and now he's got something else screwed up. Um, that doesn't have anything to do with the original problem, but you know. You just don't know. Oh man, that coffee is so good. My time's just about up here. So, what's everybody going to do to finish out the holiday weekend here? Anybody going to get in their shop and make something today? Be a good day for it around here anyway. I'm going to, sounds like it's raining out there again now. I'm on to spend the rest of the afternoon after I meet with Jim and hopefully get him squared away with that. Yeah, class. Yeah, when you have that problem and it's the Z axis, that's bad news, especially if it'll only go down. That can be a real pain in the butt to do. Clyde, not Clyde. Sean says I had to step away. Did I miss anything? This is a coffee sessions, man. You never miss nothing here. Probably missed me griping about something. Leo says I'm working on another Bridgeport mill using all the same components. Same profile as my working machine. Can't get it to move. Guess I'll have to troubleshoot. Yep. Charles says I had the X-axis control board go out in the middle of a job and was lucky to be watching when it did. Had an extra one, replaced it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I always get, and we got a few of them Saturday night. I always get a lot of questions about the stepper motors. And most of the time, the only thing that ever goes wrong with a stepper motor is a loose connection that'll make it act wonky, like what I was showing Saturday night. Those things, other than that, are pretty much bulletproof. I've got stepper motors I've had for nearly 20 years, and they still work. So I've had driver boards and stuff go bad, but I've never had a stepper motor not work when I get it or go bad after I've used it. There's now I guess if you were carrying one by the wires or something, you could pull the wire out from the on the inside of it or something, and then you'd have some problems. But those things are just, like I said, pretty much bulletproof. Let's see. Marcelo says, working on a Red Dragon inlay board. All right. Be sure and send us some pictures when you get that one done. Sean said he's going to be working on more lanterns. Just sent 15 down the road. Yeah, I tell you, those things are the stuff, I guess, because I still look on Facebook and see somebody new with a whole workbench full of them. I'm like, okay, don't know where all these are going, but I guess they're a hot thing. It's just funny though, because I get, like I said, I just get tired of seeing the same thing. I'm like, good Lord, everybody and their brother is making those. But I guess there's plenty of folks out there to buy them. But anyway, let's see. Leo says, my mill is an early 70s model with original steppers. Yeah, that's what I mean. Those things just, they're just there. They're just there. Coil is what I was trying to think of a while ago when I was talking about the stepper motors. Landis says, going out today to wire in a smoke detector with a relay out to do a controlled shutdown if it goes off. Oh, okay. That's probably a good idea. All right. Well, my timer went off. I'm going to get out there and get that thing ready to go for Jim. He should be coming by here in a little bit, I think. And that's pretty much it. I guess this afternoon I'll maybe work on some design work in here, since it's supposed to be rainy this afternoon. So anyway, whatever y'all do, make sure you have a good Labor Day Monday. And if you're not doing nothing, get your cup of coffee and come on back here tomorrow. We should be here, if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. So anyway, we'll see y'all. Have a good one.